This is Sydney. She is a little schnauzer. She's at the groomer's today, getting a bath and a haircut. This little girl has a little bit of a history. I guess all dogs do. But she was turned down from many groomers, and when her owner called me, she warned me right up front that she was very difficult to groom. So this little girl doesn't like to be touched. Basically, the only thing her owners like to do is leave these eyelashes long. And the rest of her they want short. But today, we're taking the eyelashes and everything off. Her son dropped the dog off and he told me, take it all off as short as possible. They want everything gone. So, that's what I'm going to do. So you're going to watch me groom this dog and say, hey, that dog's not that bad. Well, she's come a long way. Right now I'm touching her feet and her legs. Before, she did not like it. She's never bit, but she would fight to the death to get away from you. And look at this. I'm touching her ankles and her feet. I think she's had some really bad grooming experiences and just didn't trust anybody. So she's getting conditioner too. Well, she doesn't like to be blow dried either, so I'm covering up her ears while I blow dry her, and I'm just starting off real slowly at the back end. And if I leave one hand on her, she does pretty good. It takes her a minute to adjust, but she calms down. And in case you're wondering, well, can't you just send her home a little bit damp if she doesn't like a blow dryer? No, she has to be clean and dry before I start cutting her hair, or the blade won't go through the hair that good and she'll look really choppy. Okay, so I just blow dried her for a minute to get a lot of the water off. I'm going to towel dry her, clean up the mess in the tub, and then I'll finish drying her on the grooming table. I'm going to go ahead and hook her up so she can't jump off the table. So I'm using a number 10 blade on her, and she doesn't like her tail shaved. So I have to get a really good grip and pull it up to shave underneath. I have to hold on tight because she's tucking down. She's trying to pull it away. I got to get all this hair from around her tail because when she goes to the bathroom, everything sticks to it. So you got to get all this hair shaved off. Her feet get very hairy too. Between her toes and the pads of her feet all grow hair, so I'm shaving out the pads of her feet with a 30 blade. I'm pretty much done with her body, and I'm working my way around to this face. You can tell she chews on her feet by the brown saliva stains. She doesn't like her legs or feet touched. So when I want to shave the leg or the foot, I lift up the other leg so she has to put pressure on this side. if that makes any sense. Schnauzers grow hair inside their ear, and that needs to be pulled out. If not, they can get a lot of ear infections, and it holds moisture in there. You want to pull the hair out so the air can get in. So I'm shaving around the ear hole really short with a 30 blade to get all this hair out of my way so I can see what I'm doing when I pull the hair out. Now she's getting everything short. She's getting nothing left. No hair left on her tail, her ears, or her face, and those eyelashes are going to be gone. Now, schnauzers typically get eyebrows, but she always gets eyelashes. But she is getting nothing today. I am so glad to cut these off. She's had long eyelashes for years. She used to be so bad for having her face shaved that I couldn't get it all off in the beginning. I would leave some hairs out of place just because I was afraid I was going to cut her. And she's come a long way now. She's wiggly for this, but she's real good if you compare her to how she used to be. Good girl. Good girl. Mama's done. Good job. Good job. There we go. All right. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. There we go. Got it. Okay. That was a good girl. Okay, and now the not so fun part. She doesn't bite, but just I feel better having a muzzle on her when I'm pulling the hair out of her ears, just because it's so tight in there and it has to hurt. You know, it has to be painful, but it has to be done. So just while I'm pulling the hair out, she's wearing a muzzle, but I'll take it right back off. I'm going to go ahead and wipe her ears out with a little bit of ear cleaner. Her ears look really good. There's no hair left in here at all. And they're nice and clean. She's pretty much done. I'm going over her one more time to make sure there's no hairs out of place. Done. I'm spraying her down with conditioning spray so she's nice and shiny and soft. I'm using a little bit of water to wipe her face off, make sure her eyes are nice and clean, that I didn't miss any hairs. And I did. So I'm going to get my scissors and just trim out these hairs in the corners of her eyes. So I'm dressing her up today in her fall collar scrunchie. I make the bandanas or bows or scrunchies for all the dogs that are groomed here. And what it is just a long tube, and it slips over her collar, and it has a couple of gold little diamonds on it.